Hey guys, so today I just want to walk you guys through the West Coast Seed Catalog. It's probably the most used seeds that I use. I'd say 95% of the seeds I use from the West Coast Seeds. I came across them about 6 years ago, probably 7 years ago actually, when I was living in Victoria, British Columbia. They had some seeds in a store and I moved to a place with a small little garden in the back. I'd never really grown anything, so I decided to pick some seeds up from the store and plant them, and then I went online to the website, ordered a free catalog, and I read this thing back to cover like 10 times before it was even springtime. So I'm just going to walk you through everything in here and how they set the catalog up. So basically when you open it up, you get your table of contents, tells you everything in the catalog and some things, you know, ways to order, where they're located, all that kind of awesome stuff. Usually between the second and third pages they'll have new seeds that they've added to the catalog and things to watch out for, so it's always cool to see the new things that they've added to their catalog and seeds that you can try out. And then they'll tell you basically, this is probably the thing I found most useful for me, is a little calendar of when to plant seeds. This is geared towards mostly out west on the West Coast for seed times. You'll find most catalogs, if they have a little seed starting guide like this, it'll be geared toward the climate that they're in. But I kind of adjusted for my area in Ontario and seems to work quite well anyways. And it's awesome, it tells you when to plant, when to transplant, and when to harvest the vegetables that you've planted. And they list all down the side here what vegetables they have in the catalog here and all the times to harvest and plant, which is very helpful. So if it's your first time ever looking at a catalog or ever growing, this is the biggest help in the world. And then basically what happens is they start off with lettuces and then they work their way through all the different vegetable seeds that they have. I'll show you the descriptions and kind of explain how they work. When I first was reading a catalog, I wasn't sure what all the information was in there. It was kind of confusing. So I'll do a quick close-up shot and show you guys what all that stuff means. Okay, so here we go. I've got it to the carrot page just to show you guys how all that information works here. So with West Coast Seeds, they're awesome. What they do is usually on the left-hand side of the start of the new seed. So for example, if I was to flip it to, say, like celery, they have a little blurb here on how to grow it. So every time you go to a new seed, they have a blurb on how to grow and start the seed. So this one basically tells you here when to sow your seeds. So spring, April, May, June is when you would sow your seeds if you were out on the West Coast. And harvest would be July, August, September, and until end of October. It tells you the seed temperature, or the germination temperature for your soil that's optimal. Tells you how to start it, how to water them, and in this one for carrots it shows you how to sow them in a row. Tells you the germination date for carrots it's 14 to 21 days, and then gives you the ideal pH and what you can add to your soil to help your carrots grow better, and then tells you about thinning carrots and tells you about harvesting. And then as well here tells you different types of forms. So there's 4 or 5 different cultivators. You've got the Nantes, Danvers, Chantre, and Imperator. And then it also tells a blurb on pests that can affect your carrots. So this one they're talking about carrot rust fly, and it tells you what you can do to prevent them with a row cover. And then what else? And then over here on the right hand side it gives you all the different cultivators that they have in their catalog. So these are all the different types they have here. Purple Haze is one of my favorite ones. They're so good. And so let's see what else they have. I think they got more carrots somewhere else too, but we'll take a look at that later. So the other thing that they do is beside the name of the cultivator, they'll have the order number. So if you're ordering online, that's the number you would use to pull up the seeds. It gives a description in here. So OP means open pollinated, and it tells you how many days to maturity, 68 to 110 days. So if you're harvesting these carrots at 68 days, they would most likely be baby carrots or smaller, and if you left them to mature to 110 days, they would be the full-size carrots. And it also tells you here what they're good for. So this one here, it says it's the best juicing carrot available. It's a popular carrot from Asian breeding. Has deep reddish orange roots that are tender and sweet, growing to 18 to 20 centimeters long, 7 to 8 inches, with a wide girth, great versatile garden vegetable. Plant in late spring or summer for full harvest. So it's awesome. Each little blurb tells you what the carrots are good for and how to use them. And then down here, it also tells you how many seeds are in a gram. So for this carrot here, it's 600 seeds per gram. So that's quite a bit. You get a lot of carrots there. And then down on the bottom here, it'll tell you the seed packages that they have. So this package is 1 gram. They have 5 grams, they have 25 grams, 100 grams, and 500 grams. And then they'll tell you underneath the price for each package. So it's really useful to have all that information. When I was first reading the catalogs, I was so confused. I wasn't sure what everything meant. It took me a while to learn everything. But that's a short breakdown on the descriptions on everything in the catalog there. Some of them maybe have more descriptions, some may have a little less descriptions. And so if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to leave comments, let me know, and I can try to help you guys out with more clarity on that, but I hope that's clear enough. Let's just flip through here. Just give me a second, I'll get to another page here. One quick thing as well I wanted to mention was that at the end of the video, I'll post a video on how to grow carrots from the start so you can get the best germination rate, because they can be tricky. So at the end, don't forget to hit that video on the carrots just to check out how to grow them and get a great germination rate. I'll show you the onions just because I had a really hard time growing onions when I first started, but now I've got them all figured out and mastered. So same thing with the onions here. They show you the timing to start them, when to transplant, and dates to maturity. Onions I generally start end of January, early February, because they take quite a long time to get them going. And they tell you right here, same thing here, when to sow, when to transplant, and when to harvest. And they got a little picture here too on how they do all that. And then they give you all your little blurb down here as well. And they got different categories here. They got the sweet onions here. So they've got Lissa Craig, Kelsey, I hope I've said that right, and Walla Walla onions. So I've got some Walla Walla onions in. They're overwintering right now. So I'll be making videos on those. I've got the Kelsey onions as well. I'm going to try this year. I'm going to order those up. Over here we've got storage onions. Lots of good ones. Right now I've got red wing onions. I've still got them stored in my closet. They're holding really well. I've made a video on those as well. I'll post a link at the end here. And West Coast Seeds has actually used my video on their website on the red wing onion page for people to check out to see how to grow onions. So that's really exciting. What else do we have here for onions? I think that's the basic same thing. So same thing, you know. This one's a little different. This one has 50 seeds, 250 seeds. So some of the, I guess, more rare ones or organic ones, they sell by seeds and not by like packages. So you'll get seeds as opposed to like seeds per gram, if that makes sense. What else do we have in here? Let's flip the pages here. So here's a cool thing that they do too. They've got a thing here about bees. So this is they've been doing stuff with bees lately, but this is all new, this page here, and how to help bumblebees and how to attract bees and things like that. So it's great because they help you out if you want to get pollinators attracted to your garden. They have a whole section on that, and they've got they sell bees as well, mason bees, in their catalog too. In most seed catalogs, especially in the center of the magazine, they will have all the information on how to order their seeds, their guarantee. This one here, they have their these are the seeds that they tell you about. Certified organic seeds. It tells you the description of what the certified organic seeds are about. And it says why organic. Then they have their open pollinated versus hybrid seeds. Then they talk about the GMOs. They talk about the seeds per gram. So that's the amount of seeds that come per package. And then talks about date to maturity. So this is really useful information. I read all this stuff over and over tons of times. And if you're still on the snail mail type of thing, they've got an order form here. So you fill this all out, and then on the back here, they've got a list here of you write down your product number. So that would be, say I was ordering these squashes here, I write down SQ759, and then the size, so I'd say 2 grams, and then it would, you say beet blend, so example would be the jackpot, that's a variety or cultivator, and the quantity you want, the price per the unit, the weight, and then the total price. And then down at the bottom here they've got all the GST, HST for each province that you would need to add onto your order, and tells you about the shipping and all that jazz. And then as well, if you're ordering garlic, potatoes, onion sets, asparagus crowns, and anything like that, there's an added extra cost to ship those as well, because generally they ship at a different time than your seed order would, so there's an extra cost for that. Okay, let's flip through to the next few pages. Okay, they've got a section here with some fruits as well, and as well they've got a section here on herbs. So same thing in the very start of the catalog. They tell you time to sow your seeds, when to transplant, when to harvest. So that's really useful information. It tells you all about how to grow herbs up here as well. And they have a huge section on herbs, from basil, they've got lemongrass, they have borage, caraway, catnip, chamomile, cumin. They have so many different kinds of herbs in here, it's amazing. I haven't really grown any herbs because I'm more focusing on the lettuces and veggie side, but it'd be great to have an amazing herb garden one day, and they've got them all in here. So this section here is their flower section. Tells you all the flowers here that they sell, and same thing, they got the guide, when to sow your seeds, when to transplant. Most of the flower seeds you're going to probably start in the winter time because they take quite a bit of a time to grow. Here's all the flower seeds, and same thing as the vegetable seeds. You know, they've got the name Pacific Beauty Mix, their lot number, the little description, and everything down here for the packages they sell: 1 gram, 5 gram, 25 grams, and the price. Okay, here's a quick section here on lawn solutions. They started this 2 years ago, I believe, if I remember correctly. So just a whole bunch of stuff on grass and things you can do to grow your lawns better. Cover crops as well. If you do use cover crops, I don't do them, but if you do, great section on cover crops. Soil builders, same with cover crops, they help build the soil. They got a section on sproutings. Whole bunch of microgreens as well. And then here's stuff on grow lights. So same thing, they'll give you the description on the lights and everything about them. And they grow the light range and everything. Timers. Here's a section on seeding trays and heat mats and things potting with. This one here is on row covers and some mason bees as well. And some hand tools. This is new this year, this section here. The next page here, they've got a whole bunch of stuff on soils and amendments. This is kind of new, this little section here, telling you all about the different soil types they have here. These are all your amendments. You got kelp fertilizers, fish fertilizers, all-purpose fertilizers. These are Gaia Green. I've used some of these before. Really awesome stuff. Here, this is a new section, I think, this year. I don't recall seeing this last year, but this is on bird feeders and such. And then this section here, this is on the potatoes and garlic. So potatoes and garlic usually ship later. So potatoes usually ship in the spring, and garlic will ship in the fall as you plant your garlic in the fall. And same thing with these guys, they have all the descriptions on what they're about and how to grow them, how to start them, timing, and how to harvest them. These ones are really good. The banana fingerlings, my favorite. I grow them every year. And just the last page here with the pages where everything is on, and the end of the catalog. So there you go, guys. I hope that was useful for you guys, especially if you've never looked at a seed catalog. I wish someone had explained everything in the catalog when I first got one. So there's a lot of information, it's overwhelming. But like I said, this was my Bible, it still is. I can read it all the time. So much amazing information. So if you've never grown, pick up one of these catalogs and read through it. You'll learn so much. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the box. I'll leave some links in the end of the video for the carrots and how to grow onions, so you guys can get a little head start on some of the crops that I grow as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, please hit the subscribe button, share my videos, and it's almost time for gardening. So talk to you guys soon.